Hey everybody, today is Tuesday, November 11th. It's Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day to all my veterans out there, and thank you for your service. I am getting ready to go to my orthodontist office. It is my first appointment since I got my braces put on in September. You know how when you have an appointment with the doctor, they'll call you and do like the automated voice, whatever it's called. They called it a progressive adjustment, which I think is basically a tightening. I haven't heard good things about tightening, so it should be interesting to see how it goes and how I feel prior to. And it's actually coming at a good time because there is a bracket, I guess is a proper term, on my very back tooth. And it's been poking me in my mouth, obviously. But it's been poking me right way there in the back, and it hurts, and I got like a little callus or whatever the proper term is for that. So definitely not pleasant. I'm going to see if they can bend it or cut it or do something because it's not cute. And I also need to mention to them, like, these bottom ones right here haven't been bothering me lately, but the past day or two they've been like rubbing up against my bottom lip, and that's not cute. So I don't know, again, I guess that's the feeling of progress. I'm not sure, but yeah, should be interesting, and I will keep you guys posted. I don't know if they'll let me tape in there. I've never asked. Well, I've only been there aside from like consultations, so I don't know if they'll let me, but if they do, I'll show you a little bit of something, and I'll definitely be back to tell you how the appointment went.
Somebody left this here months ago at the front desk and told me who it belongs to.
Oh, you have. All right, it is several hours later, and we are back from the orthodontist appointment, and it turns out I was totally off base. None of the stuff that I thought was going to happen, or the main thing I thought was going to happen at my appointment, actually happened, and I think I know why. I'll get into that in a little bit, but basically all they did today was they cut that wire that I mentioned earlier in the video about how it was poking me. They cut that, and they also put something, I'm not exactly sure, but I told them how some of the ones on the bottom have been rubbing up against my bottom lip, and it's been happening like the past day or two. So again, I guess that's some of the process in terms of movement, or something you have to deal with as your teeth move, because they hadn't been bothering me until like the past day or two. So I mentioned how those have been bothering me, and sometimes this one right here, and sometimes my fangs, basically, how those have been bothering me. So they put like little, I don't know if it's rubber bands or something, but I could feel them like looping something around the bracket. So now it's not as, like, the inside of my cheek lips don't get caught. So that's helpful. So they did that. Oh, and they also trimmed down my bite blocks. I'm so confused because they are referred, I Googled them, and it's their one name. They called them the triad during my appointment. They called them bumps, speed bumps or something like that during my appointment. I Googled them. They're called bite blocks, turbo bites. I don't know what the name is. I'm going to show a picture, and I didn't want to show a picture because I think it's kind of gross, but for anyone who is confused as to what I'm talking about, or has braces and don't have these, but I'll show you a picture, and I'll kind of try and put up a disclaimer like, turn away if you don't want to see it. But I mean, I don't think it's gross. It's just the inside of a mouth, so maybe that is gross. Yeah, so they trimmed those down, and I can tell a slight difference, and they told me that they could tell that I've made progress in terms of the movement. And as I said before, I mentioned that I thought that they would be tightening my braces, and they didn't. And here is why I think that is. I have some teeth that need to be pulled. I've never had my wisdom teeth pulled, which I guess God knows what he's doing, because I have one tooth that needs to be pulled, and I could get a root canal, but they basically said, look, it's cheaper for you to get it pulled. Fine, because I've had a root canal, not pleasant. So they're going to pull that tooth, and then my wisdom tooth will move forward. Here's the problem. I've never had a tooth pulled. I didn't realize how much goes into it in terms of someone has to drive you home, and kind of babysit you for a couple hours. They have to put you to sleep. I didn't realize it was such a big thing. I didn't know. And so when I had a consultation with the oral surgeon like a month or so ago, I don't remember, and it just kind of terrified me. So I was like, okay, I'll be in touch, and I haven't been in touch. So I need to put my big girl panties on and go get these teeth pulled, because if the teeth can't move where they need to, then there's no point in me having braces. So I need to just get them yanked out and keep it moving. One thing I did learn while I was there that kind of made me sad was I knew I had to wear them for 2 years, but I thought that was it. Just 2 years and be done. They have a chart up. It's basically like a progression chart, and it tells you how far you've gone and how much further you have to go. Sorry, I forgot where I needed to look. And it said, what was it, 26? Yeah, 26 months to go. I was like, 26? That's 2 months longer than she was prepared for. She was not prepared. So I'm a little sad that I have to add 2 months on to what's already going to be forever and a day. And I'm sure if I don't hurry up and get these teeth pulled, it's going to be more than that, because the teeth have nowhere to move. So I may document that, but I'm terrified. I'm not even going to lie. It's probably really not even that serious, but I don't know. Whatever. They told me everything looked good. I asked them if my teeth looked okay, because I've just been all paranoid about brushing correctly, because I've Googled and Binged stuff, and it shows you what your teeth look like if you don't brush properly with braces. So I'm terrified that I'm going to be one of those people who finally get them off and my teeth are messed up. But they said everything looked good. I finally have a Waterpik. This thing is interesting. I will say this, and I will say, if you do get one, read the directions first. And also, well, I did read the directions, but it says something like, oh, keep your mouth open while you do it. Honey, water got everywhere, all over the sink, just everywhere. So you kind of need to, or maybe it didn't say keep, whatever. The moral of the story is, because, yeah, it said you had to keep your mouth open because you got to let the water drip out. I don't know, but don't keep your mouth open too wide. And I guess that was my problem. I was like, and that's no bueno. Don't do that. You will have a mess. So we learned that lesson the hard way. It's happening. I have it, and I've been using it every night. And I floss, too. I don't floss every night. I floss like every other night, because I'm sure all of you people in the metal mouth world know how much flossing is just so tedious, and I can't. Not every night I can't. Yeah, so my next appointment is in January. I don't remember the exact date, and hopefully by then I'll have more of a progression update, because by then the teeth that need to be pulled will be gone, and maybe I'll be able to actually have some results in terms of like stuff you can physically see, because right now I don't feel like I can see much. But it's only been not even 2 months. It'll be 2 months on the 16th, and today is the 11th. I do kind of feel like I'm having to adjust to this new length with the bite blocks, bite turbos, triad, whatever. I am disappointed though, because I was kind of hoping, because they remembered me complaining about them when I first got them, and they were like, you hate these, don't you? And I'm like, yeah. So I was hoping that they would take them off, but no. So they just shortened them. So I am a little disappointed that they are not gone, but hey, shortening them is some progress, I guess. So baby steps, patience, grasshopper. All right, well, that's all I have for now. I will probably do a video after I get the teeth pulled. We'll see how that goes, and then I'll be back in January after that appointment. And if you guys have any questions, whatever, ask. I'll keep it real, because that's what I do. And until my next video, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.